Why Wing Chun is effective in a bar fight. One place you're sure to walk into a fight on a good day is a bar. And that can't be questioned because most people there are drunk and not in control of their senses, so finding yourself in the middle of one of these fights even without knowing the cause is very likely. Most times you'll hear people say that the best thing to do when you find yourself in a bar fight is to walk away from it. But the truth is that there are times when your walking away wouldn't be that easy. In today's video, we'll be looking at the martial art Wing Chun and how and why it can be very effective in a bar fight. So sit back, get comfortable, and stick around till the end of the video. History. This isn't precisely general knowledge, but it is essential to know that Wing Chun is one of the most contemporary styles of Kung Fu and dates back to about 300 years ago with its origin in southern China. And just like most martial arts that date that far back and even further, this martial art has continued over time to evolve into the modern Wing Chun we know today. However, the ancient Wing Chun was created by the Buddhist nun Ying Nui in the late Qing dynasty. So today we have Ying Nui as part of the top 5 fighters humans have come across. She conceived the style of Kung Fu in a way that doesn't greatly depend on one's sheer strength, but on the balance, which you'll always have to remember. From the stance to the body movements. And here's the exciting and distinct thing about Wing Chun. This martial art, unlike most, doesn't depend on imitation. Now, if you aren't fluent in martial arts, then you may not have caught that. So let's explain. Many martial arts have these techniques that require simulation styles and imitate movements identical to animals when they need to land a strike or for defense. However, all that's required in Wing Chun is to remain calm, balance yourself out, and effectively generate force. A little more history will require we mention the name Ip Man or Ip Man. Many of you must have heard that from the 2008 4-part movie which is based on his story, although loosely told. What a shame. Well, Ip Man, the renowned Grand Master of Wing Chun, was said to be the one who brought back the martial art to life in 1948 when it was beginning to fade away. Another fact you might find interesting is that Ip Man was the master of Bruce Lee and taught him Wing Chun at a very young age. Now you have a solid reason to learn Wing Chun properly, and no one will dare challenge you or stand in your way. Some of you might be a hard nut to crack and will require more evidence than others as to why Wing Chun is effective in a real fight, mainly because people are fond of seeing martial arts as just for theater. And the simple answer, that this martial art is very effective, isn't quite enough for you. Well, here's a little more you should know. Style, techniques. In fact, the truth is that this martial art was specially created for real fights, and such real fights happen at a very close range, such as bar fights, as the case may be, and these drunk bullies come at you for no sensible reason. Well, this is why Wing Chun is considered a close combat martial art, with its center balance and perfect strikes and kicks. But to know how effective this martial art actually is, it's vital to master the basic core techniques of Wing Chun. Since this is close combat martial, it concentrates more on quick punches and kicks and is centered on defense. Therefore, it's crucial to learn how to use your enemy's energy to your advantage, and so you'll need to be in the flow. It's important to know that mastering this martial art will take you a lot of time, considering the fact that you'll be needed to adjust your response stimulus to block your opponent's jabs and kicks smoothly. But that doesn't mean you can't master it. In mastering this martial art, you'll be taught the centerline theory, which is the most useful and the basic technique in Wing Chun. This theory represents your area of offense and defense and is also taught to keep your balance. Basically, this centerline theory teaches that the center is the top of your legs, and from your chest to your lower body is the weakest part of the body and is also considered the most vulnerable. Now that we understand what the theory states, let's make it more practical so we can get a clearer picture. Basically, you'll always need to have your hands a little down your chest so you can keep that vulnerable part protected. And you'll do this as you attack your opponent's central line. Also in this theory, you're able to understand the basic stance of Wing Chun. Besides from knowing when, how, and where to hit your opponent, this martial art also involves fluidity and redirection of your strikes. Hence, you're trained to stay calm in all situations and also in a fight, and while that might also take some time to learn, it's very much achievable. One more concept in Wing Chun is the art of using your energy smartly. in the sense that while fights can be exhausting, remember you're up against someone who's most likely drunk and can barely count his fingers, so you're aiming to not stress yourself. So you save your energy. And to do that, you're expected to use your opponent's energy against them by diverting their hits. And diverting these hits require fast reflexes. So if you aren't the one with very sharp reflexes and you wish to try out Wing Chun, then it's important you polish it up, as it's one very important key to survive in such a fight. Another important thing that matters a lot is your rival's fighting style. Whether they are pros or a novice, you'll need to adapt according to that style. One very important technique you have to learn in Wing Chun is to put up a defense and wait a little while before you go offensive. Another thing that matters a lot is your environment. Now you might wonder why this is important, but being aware of the environment helps you adapt a lot better. Effectiveness. Just like most martial arts, while Wing Chun is designed for defense, it can be used to severely immobilize the opponent by going for their soft tissues. And some of these areas include the eyes, the throat, the groin, and the cheeks. However, regardless of this fact, this can cause a lot of damage to the enemy. It needs to be executed carefully so you don't pay for it with time in jail. So when learning Wing Chun, it's best to learn from a self-defense point of view so you don't cause any permanent damage. Well, that'll be all for today. Hopefully we've been able to show you reasons why Wing Chun is very effective in a bar fight. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Ring the bell notification so you don't miss an upload, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.